All right, so we talked about the development. Now let's talk about how to actually increase some of those social skills that may be lacking. Increase those social skills with other people. So, honest to goodness, this is the very first thing that I talk to my clients about, and it is to decrease the screen time. And I'm really, really passionate about this, guys. The research is coming out, and it is shocking about what is happening to children's brains when they've been exposed to screen time, that's the phones, the tablets, and the TV, too much at such a young age. And now I understand that you're probably playing, cutesy songs on YouTube, and it's educational, and it's letters and numbers, and I get that. But the truth is, it's not helping your child in the way that you think. The research is showing that it's a big factor in speech and language delay, social delay. It's decreasing a child's ability to attend, to have a attention span for a normal amount of time. They're getting very impatient. They're getting generally more moody and having a harder time sleeping. Okay, guys? So please decrease that screen time. Psychologists recommend no more than 2 hours total a day. So that's all those screens combined. No more than 2 hours a day for young children. Honestly, less and less than that is even better. No screen time, woo, that's ideal. But I understand we're in the 21st century, and that's really hard to do. So think about that. Try and know how much you are doing a day, and then make a goal to decrease that by 25%. If it's been 2 hours, then go down to an hour and 30 minutes, and then go down to an hour, and then go down, decrease it over time. I really believe that you can do this, and it is going to make a giant impact in your child's life, because screen time is not social time. No, so we need to start replacing that screen time with social time, with people, real people in their life, okay? So, 1, decrease the screen time. 2, get into their world, right? They're little, and if we're gonna have them increase their social skills, then we gotta meet them where they're at. And this might sound like a no-brainer, but I know dozens of sweet, sweet families who didn't really think about this, that getting down at their eye level really is important, really makes a difference. That means you getting down on the ground with them and being directly across from them as best as you can, as often as you can. We're big people, and they're little people. You'll see in all of my videos on YouTube, I am down on the ground. If we're at the table doing art, I am right there across from them. We're looking at each other. If it's snack time, they're in the high chair, and I'm right across from them, and I'm often really close to them too. If the child's lacking eye contact, lacking interest in faces, then boom, I am right there. I even put kids on my lap for games. This is really, really a great way, because then we're really close. I'm engaging them with a song or a game. We're doing something with our hands, and I'm really right there, and there's nothing else to distract them. So on the lap, on the floor, across from them in the high chair, across from them in the table, at their eye level, really sounds like a no-brainer, but it's gonna make a big difference. Okay, I want you to try that this week. Now let's talk about daily routines, how we can really change these daily routines in a way that is going to increase social skills. So let's talk about 5 things that you do probably every day with your child, right? You have hellos and goodbyes when people enter the home and they leave the home. That's a social skill. Like I said, at 9 to 12 months, they should be waving. They really should. So that means you got to really take advantage of every time someone enters or exits the house, or maybe even the room, that you're practicing hello and goodbye. Not just showing the child hello with a wave and saying it, taking their little hand and waving their little hand for them, okay? That's called hand over hand. That means your hand going over their hand and making them do something. This is a really effective therapy technique that I'm going to be mentioning throughout. When a child doesn't know how to do a skill, you take their hand and you help them do that skill. And eventually their little brain's going to kick in and say, oh yeah, we've been doing this. I can do this myself. I'll do it. Okay? It could take a decent amount of practice. So we talked about greetings. We're talking about eating time. How about that? Eating time is social time. I'm 100% believer in that. Don't turn on the TV during snack time. Sit with your child. Or if you're, preparing a meal for your family or something, your child's eating a snack, or you're busy doing something in the kitchen, like, you can still talk to your child. You can still come over and interact with them, okay? Eating time really should be social time. That means at the table, together, talking, interacting, eye level, essential. Diaper changing. Diaper changing is social time. It is. You're right there, right? The child's laying down and you're really only a couple of feet away from them. You gotta do it. You gotta do it multiple times a day. It should be social. It should be tickles, and it should be giggles and laughs and smiles and talking about diaper and wipe. That should be a social experience. Now, I understand. I have changed a lot of toddlers' diapers in my life. And for some kids, getting a diaper change is like the worst thing in the world, and they're screaming and they're crying. So it's not always the perfect time, but I believe in you, and I believe that you can make that situation as beneficial as possible. Number 4, getting dressed. Okay, we did the diaper change. Now it's time to get some clothes on. Where's your foot? Get your foot. You see that? Foot, you got it. 2 feet. We're going to get it right here. Get it right in there. Oh, where is it? I got your foot. We got it. On. Okay, we're going to put your shirt on. We're going to put your shirt on. Here we go. Oh. Going to put your hand. No, we're going to do your head first, huh? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Get your head. Look at it. I see you. We're hand. Oh, boy. Get that hand in there. 1 hand. Get your hand. Oh, boy. We're getting up. Whoa. Okay. 2 hands. Here we go. High. 2 hands in. Get this. And the tummy. All done. You did it. And those pants. Right over the diaper. You say bye-bye. Bye-bye. So you see how I was really interacting with him the whole time? It was a chore. We had to get it done, but I used it to bond with him. We were close anyways, and I let my voice go up and down and make it fun and tickle. All of that makes a difference. It engages your child. It wakes them up. The actual stimulation on their body helps with that connection too. So use those moments. Don't let those chores of the day go to waste. Use them. As well as, number 5. Number 5 is a bath. A bath time, yeah, you gotta do that one too, but make it fun. Don't just get it done. Use it. So here's a cute little video of me and my nephew. We're taking our time. We're going slow. We're talking. We're laughing. We're smiling. You can't see me in the video, or it's my dad. His grandpa is the man in the video. But we are super close to him. We're not far. We are close. We are at eye level to him, and that's how we got him really engaged too. So check this out. Cheese. Number 3, pour water. Oh. Yo, no, you silly. Scoop. Pour. Oh. Ooh, and your face?
Get some more bubbles. You all done? Are you all done?
All right, I hope that you enjoyed those. Let's talk about some very specific songs and games that you can do to increase socialization. On my YouTube, I've got an entire series, a playlist of songs and games, so you can watch those at any time. I've got a link, but let's really go into depth about the song that I think is the most effective. I haven't seen it fail one time. Every kid has loved it, and every kid has increased their social skills, okay? Just like we did before, take his hand and get him started on it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. You got it. So I love that clip. This child was not socially engaged with me before. He had a lot of energy. He was really moving around, but as soon as I started doing music and I was directly across from him, whoa, he was engaging with me. He was giving me eye contact and he was anticipating, what is she gonna do next? But guess what? We lost him right after that. He just like, his attention span was done after one burst. But we kept rolling with it. He needed some movement, so we added in, if you're happy and you know it, jump up and down. And then we did spin around. And we did swing back and forth. So you can change the verse of the song to anything, but the point is that the child's, focused for a little bit, looking across at you and enjoying something with you at the same time. I personally, when a child is focused, I like to add in wave hello, blow a kiss, wave bye-bye. So some actual very specific social skills, but this child needed a lot of movement, so we were doing jump up and down. So if your child needs a lot of movement, then do the movement ones. If your child's more focused and is sitting down and with it, then do the wave hello and blow a kiss, because then your child's gonna learn those actions and be able to do them socially with you eventually in real life. So really a successful song. It does take time. It works better if you have a therapist there with you. The therapist is across and mom has the child in her lap. You could do it with mom and dad. You could try that grandma and grandpa. It's great when there's more than one adult to help out. So I hope that you like that song. Now let's look at an activity. This is essentially a peekaboo activity. I chose to do it with a tunnel, but you can use a blanket, you can use a pillow, it doesn't matter. This particular child, man, when I met her, next to no social interest in people. I didn't see her smile, I didn't see her laugh. But after repetitive, so much practice of this, 6 weeks of this kind of activity, peekaboo, she was smiling and laughing. You gotta take a look, okay? So before we put the tunnel down, we say, where's, and we use her name. So I'll say, Rosie, where's Rosie? And then we put it down, peekaboo. You'll see that she initiates. She actually pushes and pulls that tunnel to go up, telling us, hey, I'm seriously wanting to do this again. And then she smiles and laughs. That was a huge improvement. If your child is lacking in smiling and laughing and eye contact, and an activity like this is really great. Make sure you make it fun with the up and down of your voice, and you get really nice and close and get excited. So take a look. I love that video so much. She learned so many things from that activity. She learned to engage socially with eye contact, smile and laugh appropriately in reaction. She actually learned to wave and say hi with this activity. We'd take her little hand and we'd help her wave hi, and we'd do it over and over and over until we were sick of this game. And she learned it. She learned to say hi and bye, actually. And she's starting to recognize her name more often, as in realize that that is her name, because we used her name over and over and over in this activity. So huge fan of this peekaboo game, especially with the tunnel. Makes it extra fun, but you can use anything. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Judah. So now I might as well knock, knock, knock.